Right guys, welcome back. Got a plan, I've got a plan, I'm a man with a plan. What is that plan, I hear you say? Well, this isn't cutting it anymore. It's not wide enough to put long things on. I've got the printer, I've got the printer and all the other bits and pieces on there. That's not big enough. So, what I thought was if I come this way, down here, so we've got the telly up there for testing electricals and bits and pieces for your video recorders and DVDs and all the rest of it. I've got the cables hanging down. So what I thought was, if we go to this space here, where the blue racking is, if I move that, put a table in there that comes across here, so like an L-shaped table, I'll have listing and all the bits and pieces, and my power's here, my TV's here, and I've got all my stuff exactly where I need it. So with that in mind, went to the charity shop today and I spent 20 quid. For that 20 quid I got, not that obviously, this IKEA table, which is quite long, so it's not going to fit. It does need to be chopped down and made into an L shape. Legs are there. The chair was completely free. Simple reason being is it's proper worn out and knackered, but I said it'd do me for now. And then this piece of wood here, this was free, and this is a laminate. This is laminated, but the nice thing is it's still got its protective coating on this side and it's white, so that'll do for a nice backdrop. So yeah, so we've got the chair, we've got this cabinet, oh, focusing on my finger. This cabinet was free as well, simply because it's locked and there's no keys. It's very heavy, so I don't actually know if there's out in it. It'll be interesting once I've smashed it open to see if there's actually anything in it or not. And then the chair I took apart so I can put that back together. So yeah, so that's the plan. L-shaped table going across there and across here, because this bit's pretty much wasted space anyway. So L-shaped table going across there, I'm gonna have to make that myself out of what the bits I've got. Backboard here and obviously there with the white, chop that up and do what I need to do with that. And then yeah, fingers crossed that'll go according to plan. Let me get this shelving unit with all its detritus moved, and then we'll go from there. So that space is all now clear. That door's there because I can't be bothered fitting it in the house. I've switched that unit round there and I just suddenly had a thought when looking at it. Now with the shelves as they are, obviously you can bolt these guys together to make them more secure. If I've got things like the G-Tex which are currently cluttering up the floor, they would now go lengthways on these shelves. So yeah, I think that might be an idea, that like all the shark bodies are on one bit, the G-Tex can be on another. It's a pain in the arse to walk around at the minute because the treadmill's still here, but that's going on eBay and going soon. So yeah, that might be an idea for the future, to have sort of a double depth shelving unit. I can't get any more of these because I don't know where they came from. These are the ones I found in the back of that guy's truck that said he was taking them all to the tip, so he said I could have them. Right, next job, let's start measuring and cutting that up. Right guys, we're going to give this a go with the old Ray-Bans on. We need 1 metre one way, so let's go for that. That. And that. Sorry, had my pen lid in my mouth. And then I've got this thing I bought from Aldi's ages ago, or Lidl's or somewhere, probably Parkside. Yeah, it's Parkside. And it clamps on your wood to make sure you get a proper straight edge when you're cutting it. But it's also quite handy just for marking it up as well. So we'll mark her up. There's my metre. Measure it again just to be sure, and then we'll get chopping. That's it guys, that's all you do. Line her up, clamp her down, gives your saw somewhere to rest, and then fingers crossed, we'll be alright. Oh, that's a pleasant surprise. I didn't think that this would be solid. I thought it would be hollow, like the old doors. So the plan is, get this off of here, and out the way, and this off of here. The plan is to have it like that. Just like that. So you've got big area for doing your bits and pieces. Your legs are underneath, so you've got all that goodness. All that goodness. Right, let's figure out how the hell we're going to fasten it together. Oh, and guess what? It's just started raining. Marvellous. You get everything out and it starts raining. I really hope this passes. Right, so what I've used up to press is the legs to hold the thing together for now. And then later on we can brace it again in the middle. There'll probably be a slight, maybe not, gap. Shouldn't be too bad. Well, listen, let's wait till we turn it over, shall we? Oh, that's not good. I don't think I screwed into anything good there. That's better. Right, they're in. I think 2 on that end, because I've only got 3 left. So I think 1 in the middle of here. Oh no, 1 on the back, 2 on that side, and then we'll chuck her in and see what she looks like. Woohoo! Well, as you can see, measurements were correct. That's annoying, that leg. I reckon I'm just going to bond these 2 together underneath somehow. Use some like proper 2-part epoxy with a nice bit of wood or something. I've got some offcut of that other thing out there would be ideal. But yeah, that leg's going to have to move. That can go there. And I can put another one, because there is one further back. There is one down there. But yeah, right, next. So what I've actually discovered this is a giant dry whiteboard. So I can chop the end off to make it level and do 1.6 metres. That can be the back for in there. We'll go from there. There's a lot of you that will know this, but there may be the odd one of you that doesn't. When you're cutting anything like this with a circular saw, can you see the damage that it causes? That's why you always use the face that you want to use down, because then it gives you a perfectly neat edge look. Right, this is way too heavy to sit on that table, that's something I do know. So I reckon I'm going to have to make some standoffs and have it attached to the wall instead. Right, so I've actually sat it on the table rather than behind it. Only thing is, it's got a couple of the little holes at the bottom there, look. Might be able to just get a little bit of silicone, white silicone, and just fill those, because I feel much happier with it on the top, because then I can literally just put 1 screw behind the television where that beam comes down, and that'll stop it from falling over, and then the table will stop it from going that way. And then that last piece, oh, it's dropped off the edge of the decking, that I cut off, that's going to go under here as a brace to put these 2 together. I have no idea how much you can see on these Ray-Bans, by the way. Put these 2 together like that, level all them up and get them sorted. And yeah, I reckon we'll be nearly there. So right, let's crack on with this. And then we're going to break into those drawers and see what's in them. But first, let's just have a little look. If I peel the corner of this protective film off, if I can get it started. Come on. Bear with. Bit of a pain to get it all off, but look how shiny and nice it is under there. It's literally like brand new. I think once we've cleaned the table up, peeled this backing off of here, I think this backdrop's going to look quite nice. I'll just pop a screw in against the wall, just so I'm happy that it's not going to come down and kill me. There are a few small marks on there, but I ain't going to complain. Right, we'll get that cover off, get that bonded up somehow. No nails, I reckon. Crap ton of no nails. Nice bit of ply underneath. Fasten all that together, fasten that to the wall. I'll get my knackered chair in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so peeling this stuff off is now officially the worst job I've ever had to do in my life. 15 minutes I've been at this, I'm not even halfway there, it should just come off. It's just because it's old and weathered and probably a bit UV damaged. Aren't we all? Oh dear Lord. Come on, We've only got an hour before I've got to pick the kid up from school. Right guys, well I'm happy up to press. This still needs securing, that's why there's a bigger gap there. I need to move some electrics behind there. But yeah, it looks like a nice place to sit and be able to test and list and do your bits and pieces. What I'll probably end up doing is moving that TV over there. It could even sit lower down, but somewhere over there, so that this little area, as I'm sat in here, I can turn this way. This can be my testing, and then I can do my listing and pictures here. There's a few marks and a few scratches on here, but I genuinely don't think you're going to be able to tell too much. Let's just put a light on it and see what it looks like. I have cleaned the table. There's a big blob of paint. What is paint? Big blob of paint on there, but I will get it off. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, she's come up quite well. It's a decent backdrop. The whites aren't too dissimilar. So yeah, I think that's going to look good with for listings on there. Keep going. Let's get in them drawers and see what's in there, shall we? Let's do that before I've got to go on the school run. See if there's any way this will work. Oh, not quite. The tool's not quite up to the job. Oh my god, this is Temu. Look at that. Jesus. Right, I'll get something a bit more manly. Right, let's see the difference between a snap-on trim tool and a Temu trim tool. Whoa. Oh my god, I broke the snap-on one. That's insane. That is insane. I can't believe I broke the snap-on one. Let's just do this. There we go. Does that mean they're all open or not? Yeah, they're all open. And there's nothing in them, so all that weight that I was carrying around is literally the fact that they just weigh an absolute ton. You know, just take the two little screws out the back and yeah, we're open. So that's about it. We're a bit wobbly. I need all that to set and dry, and I can finally fasten that and line all the, because this has moved, look, over, line all these up so it sits there nice. And that's going to be, like, having that there is going to be just so ideal for if I'm sitting here taking stuff apart. Need to take like vacuum cleaner heads apart. I can put them on there, take them apart, do all my bits and pieces, test them, take the photographs of them, clean them. It's just going to be handy for in winter, because obviously I can't be out there. So you get your little chair here, you've got your bits and pieces. You don't need a demonstration of how to sit at a table. Yeah. And then I thought I'd shove my broken chair under there so you can see what that looked like. End of things broken off there, that's all it is. But hey, listen, it's to put me on. That's all it is, it's to put me on. And you can't complain for 20 quid, can you? Come on. It's alright, I like it. I like it a lot. So, yeah. A lot more to do on this, but I can't do anything until tomorrow. If you stuck around this long, you'll be glad you have, because I've got some sales. I'm going to go get the boy from school. I'm going to show you what I picked up at a new charity shop today. I'll tell you what, I could get used to this. This is alright, this, sitting here with my little... Look, I've even written my prices down. I can know what's going on, make sure post is here or not. Right, these are my pickups, guys. I went to a new... well, it's not really new, I've been before, but... I don't tend to pick a lot up from there, because they've got really random pricing, and I mean random, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But it's Arthur Rank at Sawston Hospice. So this is one thing I picked up. It is a let me swing it, wireless owl. It's got a little monitor and everything in there, and a camera, and you can move the camera around and this, that and the other. But it wasn't until I was doing a bit of reading that it says somewhere... Oh, I can't find it. It just... Oh, there you go, look. So keep an eye on your baby room, your store, or your backyard. So I'm assuming it's outdoor. If not, it can go in the window. Because I have got one up there, look. Hang on. There. Oh my god, my gut is me cleaning so badly. I have got one up there, but it was £3.99 because it's a fake one. It's got a little flashing light that comes on at night. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. All in there, look, all pat tested and ready to go. Hang on. I've just said it's all in there, and I can't see. Oh, it's there. I was going to say I can't see the screen, but there she is. So yeah, it is all in there. Cool. Comes with some headphones for some reason. Don't know why. So that was that. So they're worth about 20 quid. I paid £10, but I knew my money was safe if it was no good for me, because I did buy it for myself. Next on the list were these two little fellas. Got a pair of these little Chromecasts. As you can see, they were £2. What's going on with this focusing? £2 a piece. One there, one there. Excuse me. And solds on them eBay are anywhere in between 10 and 25 quid. Opened and never used, you're talking a bit more. You don't need a remote control, you use your app. So it is literally just what you see on the front, just a little Chromecast thing. So that's those. I spent 26 quid in total, guys. Oh, and then there was this, which was really cheap. Pointing range extender. It says 4G on it somewhere, and the megahertz it's at. I was hoping it was going to help me out with trying to get Wi-Fi in the garage. I need to do a bit more research into it. However, they are selling on eBay for in between 35 and 40 quid. And as you can see, this one was £2. And then the biggest thing I bought, it is a Petmobile, but it is Petmobile and made by Sholly. So it is, if you don't know Sholly, they're a fantastic brand of sort of these shopping basket walker type things. Sholly trolleys are, from what I've seen, the most expensive ones you can get. But this is a pet one. So obviously you put your little furry friend in there and they can stay in there, and there's air holes and all the rest of it. I might try putting my dog in it, take him for a walk. Don't think he'd be too happy. And that one was £10. They usually sell for 30 to 50, but the sell-through rate is a bit garbage, I've got to be honest. I've got to try and figure out how and if it folds, because if it doesn't, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it. And then, right, I'm going to tell you something about the items that they had, because I specifically said to them when I was checking out and paying for all these bits and pieces, I've written my prices down up there. It's great. Look, just wipe it on off. Fantastic. So yeah, when I was talking to him, I said to him, I wonder if I can set this down. Hold on. When I was talking to him, I said I was asking the lady that was there if she had any vacuum cleaners, and well, mainly vacuum cleaners, as you know. That's what I'm going to sell everything, but my bread and butter is going to be the vacuums. So that's what's going to pay the wages, that's what's going to do everything we need to do. And then everything on this side is going to be bits of pickup like what I've just showed you, that are like 2 quid into 20 quid and 4 quid into 40 quid, and stuff that you can make real good money on, but not necessarily have to put a great deal of effort in, because those things aren't what you pick up on a daily basis. They're few and far between. So yeah, so now I'm talking to her about the bits and pieces, about the stuff that's in the back, because I could see all the electricals. The electricals was all stacked up, loads and loads of electricals, and I could see G-Techs, Miele's, Sharks. There was 2 or 3 Sharks and 2 or 3 rechargeable ones as well, the newer ones. So the Sharks, Miele's, Sebos, there was a couple of Sebos there, and I'm thinking, oh my god, let me just get my hands on them. Just tell me that you don't want, it's just started raining, I've got everything outside. Tell me that you don't want a massive amount of money for them. In fact, don't even pat test them. I'll just take them as they are. Don't even worry about it. So I had to badger her a little bit to try and get a price out of her, but at the end of the day, you don't ask, you don't get, do you? So, and I sort of said to her, like, how much do you sort of, what do your vacuums usually sell for, type thing? And she went, Dysons are usually about 80 quid, and then the rest of them are usually a bit more, if not the same as that. And I thought she said 18, not 80. And I said, oh, 18's all right, isn't it? And she went, no, 80. And I thought, right, well, that's more than they sell for on eBay. So I'm out. Done. And then I walked to the back of the store looking at the electricals that were pat tested and for sale, and I found this. It is a flipping dust. It is a Samsung Blu-ray. I've got the remote as well, which is cool. This is obviously pat tested as well as everything else. Samsung 3D Blu-ray. The sell-through rate on these are fantastic. They're flying out the doors. And it was for sale for £10 British. Now, I haven't put any sold prices on screen of the other bits and pieces that I've been telling you the prices of. I am going to put sold prices of these on there because they range anywhere, and I've written it down on the whiteboard. And I've put sort of £99 as a minimum. But there's a guy on there that's just sold one, refurbed. I'm not quite sure what the refurbishment process of a DVD player is. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if it works, it works. There's nothing essentially to change. It's not belt driven. But there's one sold refurbed for £299. Just the unit with the power cable and the remote control. And maybe an HDMI lead, if you're lucky. So I've got no idea where they're getting the prices from. It's either they're not researching everything, or they just go, DVD, £10. That's how much charge for DVD players, £10. Nah, that's a £100 to £300 Blu-ray 3D DVD. Don't matter to me, I got it. But everything you just saw, the Chromecasts, the Blu-ray, the Wi-Fi extender that you lent on, and the Sholly Trolley came to 26 quid. 26 quid. They're 26 quid. The rest of it's free money. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you because, as you can see, I've got everything outside. It's just started hammering it down, and I've now got to get it all in before everything that's out there gets ruined. Love you. See you in the next one. Take